We're getting our beds ready to plant onions. And this year we were able to find some onion sets. The last couple of years we've not been able to find them like this with the green tops on them. We had some like this about 3 or 4 years ago, and our onions did really good, and they kept well throughout the rest of the year. Since then, when we haven't been able to get these, we've been using, I don't really know what they would be called, but they're just like little bulb onions that they sell at the garden center, and they grow well, but they don't keep well. Like the ones that we've done in the last couple of years haven't kept well. So I don't know if it was just the variety that they were or the different type, but I'm really excited to find these this year and to be able to plant them. And so we have 2 different varieties. We have Southern Belle Red. These here. We may not even have room to plant all of these. We'll have to see how that goes. And then we also have Texas Super Sweet. And we have many of those too. So I'm anxious to get these planted and see how well they grow and how well they keep.
I decided to go ahead and do the middle. We'll plant 3 rows.
Okay.
Instead of 2. I was going to do 2. Leaves do a better job than the pine straw for retaining moisture and building your soil, I believe. One in the middle, then we'll come up the side. What you think?
Okay. So we added leaves to this bed, and what he was saying earlier is that they worked a lot better to retain the moisture than this bed over here that had pine straw. And we're working toward changing our beds into no-till beds, but we're still adding stuff, and I'll try to work on the soil. So he had to break this up so the onions have room, have a softer soil, and have room to grow in there. So now we're gonna start getting our onions planted. we planted clover as a cover crop in our beds that aren't going to have anything in them. And this is it. It's coming up. It's just tiny little plants, but I'll try to show it to you again later on in the year when it gets bigger. So it is in all three of these beds, and then some of the ones down there, and then that one has leaves. You can see the spacing that we're doing here. In this bed, we had some leftover onions, so we're going to plant this little section right here in onions. And this is one of the beds that has the clover in it, so we're going to leave the clover growing. We don't have to chop this bed any like we did the other one because it's pretty soft, and so I think it's going to be okay this way. But you can see easier here because of not having the leaves in here. You can see kind of how we spaced them out.
You want red or yellow?
Maybe yellow.
Yeah.
When we finished planting the onions, we went ahead and added some more leaves to the beds that didn't have the clover planted in them as a cover crop, because we're trying to keep our beds covered this year to help the soil stay moister and to keep the weeds out. So we are either doing pine straw, leaves, or the clover this year in our beds, and we're just going to see how that turns out. So thanks for being here today while we planted our garden, and stay tuned. We'll have more garden videos coming up in the near future. Also, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you back again next week for another video.